All right, so we've already completed building the first page, the left side of the page in InDesign. Let's take a look at that. There it is, right there. Let me expand it so you can see it. There we go. We need to go actually build the right-hand side. We need a picture. We need some text in some of these open shells right away that you see here. And then that's pretty much going to be it. We will be using our reference here. Notice that I need to have kind of a header and a footer, or excuse me, a footer here where there's a page number and the name of the magazine and the date here on the left side. On the other side, it's another page number. It's hard to tell. It's so blurry. But we have to create that as well, and we'll deal with that maybe at the very end. Sometimes you deal with this at the very beginning, but for our sakes, for this exercise, we're just going to deal with the footer content at the very end. The biggest issues that we have right now is going to be getting a picture and putting this text in this format over here. So let's go ahead, let's do the picture. That's easy. Take a look. So we just have a placeholder for now for this picture. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to search the web for now, and I'm just going to, if you notice here, this is more portrait style than landscape, so I'm going to look for, hopefully something that would work well, a picture that will work well in landscape. The original picture here looks like it, whoever this person is. Let's find that picture. I'm just going to put artist in studio. So I'm looking for a photograph of an artist in their studio. Let's go to image. And since this is a exercise right now, we still want to pay attention and make sure that we can find large pictures that can eventually be 300 ppi in Photoshop. I'm going to open Photoshop ahead of time, and I click on Search Tools, choose Large, and if you want, click on More to show size, to show sizes, and you can see how large these pictures are. So maybe I am going to choose this picture here, or this picture here, or this picture here, and you can see the file sizes. Let's go ahead and choose. I like this picture right here. A lot of times, if I'm selecting pictures, I'm going to select more than one. Like I mentioned, I kind of like this picture also. And let's just say I like this picture also. So I have 3 images I can work from. Each of them are slightly different in their file size. Image, okay. And I'm going to cheat a little bit. I'm going to go to InDesign. I've already designated the size of the picture that I want. I'm going to select that box, and I'm going to copy that box. Okay. So I know that this is aspect ratio 4.9 up here, 4.94444 inches by 5.811 inches. When I copy a box like that, when I go into Photoshop and create a new document, it should remember the sizes of that in inches, 4.944, 5.8, okay? Except what resolution do we need for professional layouts? 300. Now we talked about how to work with a picture that's 72 ppi, but a lot in pixel size. I'm going to show you a different way now. I'm going to create the size of the image that I need already, but I'm going to tell you I probably want something a little bit bigger than this, just in case the image gets slightly moved. I don't want to see that blue color or the white color. I want a picture that's a little bit larger than what I have already. And let me just turn on my guides for a moment because I'm seeing a problem with this picture. What do you see a problem with this picture that's touching the edge? It's touching the edge, and we know that if there's going to be an image that's going to touch the edge, it needs to be going all the way to the bleed line. So we need a bigger picture, and I'm going to have, I want the picture to be slightly larger so I have a little bit of wiggle space left and right and up and down. So let me copy this image again. I'll cancel out of this, create a new document again. So the size of this is a little bit larger in height, okay? And for the, I'm just going to add 1/8 of an inch to this. If I can't do the math, I'm just going to put plus 0.125. Oh, I'm sorry. Is it going to do it? Yeah, plus 0.125. Let's see if it'll work out for us. Plus 0.125. Invalid entry. You know what? We'll do it separately. Usually, a lot of the Adobe fields will allow you to add, but that's okay. We'll work with this, and let's press OK. Okay, and if I go to image size, I forgot to change this to 70 to 300. I can change the resolution to 300 here. It was a small file. Now it's gotten bigger. Okay, so 72 ppi is a resolution is fine if it's going to remain on the screen, but for print, professional printing, you really want a larger document, and it's not just larger in. It could be the same dimension, but it's going to be larger in file size. Okay, in inches, here we go. Let's see if it'll add here, plus 0.125. I can press tab. No, it's not going to let me do that either. That's okay. I'll just, I'll adjust it someplace else. Okay. The screen got bigger because there's more information, even though there's no image on here yet. And image, let's talk about canvas size. Can we add in canvas size? The width plus 0.125. Let's put a space. Try it with the space. Space plus 0.125. No, it's not. It's just not going to do it for us. It's not working here. Let's crop this. I'm just going to kind of visually make my picture a little bit bigger, left and right, and just one below. So as long as it's bigger, I think we're good. Okay. So this document now is a little bit bigger, but it should, the content should fit inside our field here. Let's bring in our pictures that we like. Let's start off with. I'm going to actually start off with this picture right here. Right click, copy image. Paste. Do you see how this picture is just, it falls short? It was like 1200 by something. So the 1200 pixels wide is just not big enough. Oh, but this is Photoshop and I can always scale my picture larger. Sure, you can, okay? But when you take a photograph or a picture and scale it larger like this, the image quality actually goes down. Things start getting blurry. Any kind of artifacts that were there now just got, became giant artifacts. Okay, and you'll see that when you come in a little closer. Now the face is a little softer. It's not sharp anymore. Okay, so that's what this was. So I don't want to use this. That's okay. I'm going to leave it. I'm going to leave it there. Let's try this one now. Right click, copy image, paste. Okay, well, you know, this one here, actually, width-wise, I'm going side to side, but height, it's just not there. Okay, let's try the other picture. Zoom in, right click, copy image. So Photoshop, I will paste. Is this picture big enough to kind of fit the requirements I need for the picture? Okay, so that's why I say try to find the biggest picture possible that works for your layout. So I'm going to keep this one here, all right, and I want to save this as a TIFF document. I have multiple layers here. I don't need this to be multiple layers. Let me do a save as. And I'm going to just call this image 02 or 01 dash artist. So it's going to be my first image. Actually, it'll be my second because my plaid texture was there. Image 2 artist. I don't want Photoshop. Document PSD. I want, what's the file format we want? TIFF. Okay. And we don't want multiple layers. You can. We don't need to have the large file size. So turn off layers and let's press save. Okay. Okay. So is this the TIFF file? No, this is still untitled. When you turn off the layers, it's going to do a save as. Let's open up that TIFF. There it is. Oh, that's the plaid. Here's our image. I'm going to open up the TIFF document to see if, is this ready to go to InDesign? Image mode. What should the mode be? You're going to print using inks, so this image should be in inks also, not RGB. So you want to make sure your images are a little bit bigger than you need. You want to make sure your images are also going to be CMYK, and you want to make sure, let's go ahead and convert this to CMYK. You want to make sure that the file is TIFF. So those are some of the basic requirements for working with images. Okay. Now let's go ahead and bring it in to InDesign. Do I really need this blue? I don't need this color to be blue. I usually will go into my swatches panel and just turn off the fill. And then while this box is selected, you can do File. What did I use for the plaid bar to bring the picture inside here? File, Place. Let's locate that image number 2, artist, open. And there it is. Now if I hold down to this little circular area here, I temporarily convert to the direct selection tool as opposed to the selection tool. The direct selection tool lets us work with the content a little bit. I'm going to hold it down. Can you see how there's extra picture outside of the box? We want that in case I want to nudge it one side or another side. If you end up making it an exact size, what happens when you nudge too much? You're going to end up with white or whatever color that is. So that's why it's nice to have a picture that's a little bit bigger than what you really need, just like you have this picture bigger than the edge of the page, going further away, so that in case when you crop, this paper is cropped, if it's a little too much outside or inside, you'll still have the image going to the edge. Okay, so I've got my picture here. We're using kind of a dummy picture here. Let's take a look at our destination. This is good. We have this style here on our text that we need to take care of, which is very similar to what we have here already. So I might just borrow kind of the idea. I can borrow, copy this. It's just a text box with big text in it. I'll copy it. I want to paste it so it goes right in here. Paste. It already has that force field, right? Let me put it aside first. Do I need, this is what I'm going to work with. And I'll take off the B here and make this into a B. Uh-oh, the B disappeared. What happened? The box was big enough for the letter I, right? Not big enough for the letter B. So I'm going to make it a little bit wider. There we go. Okay, so some letters are going to be thinner than others, so you want to make sure the box is big enough to house it. Okay, here I have an indentation here already, which I don't need an indentation. Okay, so in my paragraphs, we did this last week. We created an indentation for every first line. So for that paragraph, I'm just going to turn it off and put it back to 0. Okay, and then now let me select what we copied. And design that drop cap there. And select a few words. And do you guys remember the size of our type here? I'll just go take a look at this in my character. Minion Pro Bold, 14 points. I'll do all these. 14 points. I'm sorry, hold on. Is that part of my sentence? Oops. All right, let me move this aside for a sec. Yeah, I actually selected the wrong text. Here we go. 14 points. And it'll be bold. Okay. Let's move the B in. I'm going to hold down, count 3 seconds, 1001, 1002, and 1003, so I can actually see it happening. Okay. I like that. So I got that. Let's see what our bars here. I have these bars. I can keep the same color if I want. This is an actual shape. It's not a stroke, it's an actual shape. So a couple of things we want to do is we want to make sure the text is not touching that shape. Just like what's happening here. It has a force field also. So how do I create a force field? If you don't have this panel open, go back to your Windows and choose Text Wrap to open up that panel. And let's create that force field. This one here, wrap around bounding box, boom. So it pushed the text out of here. And you know what? I can go ahead and I'm going to move this in so it's a little bit tighter. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. This one here, let's do the same. Text wrap. And I still have text underneath here. I don't want text underneath there. So I'm going to increase, I'm going to unlink this, the top. Boom, boom. There we go, we pushed it. Everybody okay with that? We pushed that text. I still have text, more text there. Let me make this transparent so you can see. Object, effects, transparency. I don't want any text inside that other area for now. And you can see there's text there, right? So I need to put some a force field around this box as well. Boom. Now it pushes all the text away. Everybody good with that? If I need to push it more to the left side, you can see how we've done that before. Okay. So I'll do the same there, that's fine. This one, left side, push that a little bit more. Okay, so I'm good with this. Let's put some text in here. This doesn't need to be transparent anymore. I just turn it transparent so you can see the text behind it. And how we can use text wrap to push the text that's behind it away. Let's go to Object, Effects, Transparency, and put this back to 100%. Okay. We don't need actual text, or excuse me, color in here. So let's go ahead and change this to none. But we are going to put text in there. How? Well, I'm going to borrow from my dummy text here, and I'm going to, I'll copy this line right here. Click in this box. Hold on, where it is. There you are. Oops. Somehow we've lost traction to this. Let me put a color here for a second. There we go. Yeah, I'm going to leave the color in first, paste, and then I can get rid of the color. Select the box. And let's see what kind of type we need. We need all caps, and it's a serif font. It looks like it's a little narrow. Okay, so do I have a condensed here? I do. I've got a condensed, bold condensed. Let's make that all caps. So here's my all caps. But if this is a serif font, we want a sans serif, which means we don't want any of these little pointy edges. We want just like a slab. So you may want to take a look and find some type like Helvetica that has a condensed bold also. There it is. And how can I make my text bigger? Select it. Here's the size. Can I highlight the number and press the arrow keys up? Okay, looks like it's blocking that last line. What can I do? I can adjust the space behind between the lines. That's our head. That's our our leading. I'm going to lessen the leading a bit. Okay, kind of like that. The edges here are flush to the left, but ragged here on the right. And I believe our example, it's also ragged here, so we're good. I can put the quotation marks on this, like we have in the example. There we go. And I can visually try to center this. So the space between this thick line and the top of my text, or the cap height, is smaller than over here, the baseline of my text and the thick box. So I'm just going to select it and use my arrow keys to kind of visually center it. Everybody okay with that? So what we have now is our picture. We have our drop. Oh, no, I didn't get to do our 14 points here. (11, 12, 13, 14). Let me press return. It's putting a indentation on here. Turn that off. Okay, there we go. Oh, we need this bold. Okay, how do I add extra space above this paragraph? If you notice, we added extra space. It's in the same paragraph panel, and one of these, space before, space after, I need this space before. So we get the space that we're looking for, and let me just adjust the B. Click outside, there we go. And line that up. We have our sans serif text here, all caps, bold. The only thing that we're missing now are the footers, the page numbers, and the branding of the magazine. That kind of content usually we handle in what's called master pages. So we go to pages, and notice the letter A here. These are your A masters. Okay. This is where you put things that will appear on every single page that you create, so that you don't have to recreate it over and over and over. So on this side, okay, what did I do? I double-clicked on the master pages section of my pages panel. Right, left, right, left. Okay, and let's take a look at the example. I have page number, a slash, Esquire, and then the date. Okay, so let's just say I need to put a page number here. I don't know how to put a page number. I know I have to put a text box. Okay, I'll line it up with this edge here, so I can put my information. I don't remember how to do a page number. Let's go to help. Page. Let's type page. Number. Okay, so insert variable, last page number here. I don't want a last page, I want the current page number. Okay, so sometimes if you're looking for something and you don't know where it is, you can type it up here in the help search. Okay, and what we're looking for is the current page number. And you can see the keyboard command is there. It's Option Shift Command N. But at least we also know how to access it. What's more important is we know how to access it. It's insert special character markers and insert page number. All right, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click on here. Where do I go? Object or type? Type. Where do I go from here? Insert special character, a marker, current page number. Okay. Again, if you don't know where it is in the help, you can type it in. Current page number. Boom. It has this little A there. Okay. I'm going to put, what does it look like? A space. I'll put a slash, and this is supposed to say Esquire. Another slash, space, slash, space, and let's just put like today's date, or today's month, March 2016. Okay, we have that there. Let's go ahead, select the text, and modify it. I don't want it 12 points, that's too big for me. Maybe I want that to be only 9 points, but I want a big, thicker font. I might actually use that font that we used earlier, which was, I believe, Helvetica. Or Helvetica Neue, excuse me. Helvetica Neue Condensed Bold. There's that. And I already know it's too close to the edge. Let me zoom into here. Too close to my line. And I'm going to just lower this a bit. All right. There we go. Can I put a guide for this? Let me show the guides. So, and that helps because in case I move it, I can always realign it there. If I need a guide to go further down vertically, I can also put a guide to do that. So this helps me snap it right in there. Okay. Let me copy this box because I need one on the other side. On the B, or excuse me, on the A master pages, let me do guides again. And I need it to settle right in there. Paste. Maybe this box doesn't need to be as big. And this bottom part could be kind of weird. Big, not the same size. I like it to be the same size as much as possible, but sometimes a little difficult. Oops, excuse me. I'm going to move it all the way to that corner. Snaps right in there. If you remember, I only had a page number. I didn't have any of this other stuff on this side. So there's my A. Shouldn't this be on the corner, right? Oops. So let me select this, and instead of being left aligned, it's going to be right aligned. Does that make sense? Okay, so there it is. Let's take a look at the whole page, or set of pages. Page number, Esquire, March 16, page number. Those items I put in the master pages, it should appear on my page 2 and 3, because these are A master pages. These are A master pages. Did you see how I put it there? Let's go to layout itself. Do you see it here also? It put the page 4. It's doing an automatic pagination. Here's page 5. So master pages are really important when you want to be able to put items that's going to appear on every single page. Okay. I didn't build this layout in the master page because I don't want all of these appearing in every, on top of it. Other articles can look weird, but what I do want is the footer information located here. Let me hide what am I looking for? View, extras, show frame edges, I want to hide, what am I trying to hide? The guides. Hide guides. There we go. So this, I believe, looks pretty close to what we were trying to recreate. Okay. How did I push this text away? Each of these items had a force field or a text wrap that pushes the text away. I think I accidentally made this bold. Regular. Okay. Questions about this? When you save this document, we're going to just stay in the same document, save, just plain save. This is going to stay as the A version, just a continuation of the A. We're just going to save. Okay. And if I want to send this to somebody with the fonts and everything, I'm going to, I'll just teach you now how to package this. Okay. File, package. Now here it's saying, uh-oh, I've got some problems here. Links and images too. Links have been found. Oh no, something's in RGB. It's a bad thing. Okay, so I'm not going to package this. I'm going to cancel out of this. What might be RGB here? Is it this image or this image? Is there something here that's not CMYK? Well, you know what? I think our colors are in RGB instead of CMYK. Let's take a look and see what we can do. Can we? No, we're not going to do it from here. We'll leave this alone for now. We'll just go ahead and make sure that we save it, and I'm going to package it just to show you, or I'm just going to show you a package. We won't package it until we resolve this, but what package will do when I go click on package, you'll get a little form that you can fill out. I really don't need to fill this out, but what happens then is you're going to create a folder. It's going to collect all of your files and pictures. Actually, you know what? Let's go ahead and package this. Here you check, you want all the fonts that are being used, any graphics that are linked, the extra files. Remember the IDML I mentioned earlier? This will allow you to open up that IDML document so you can open up this file in a lower version of InDesign and the PDF. Okay, high quality package. This is a warning that says, you know, it's actually illegal to copy fonts and give it to people. I understand, but this is really more for the printer, which the law provides. You know, you can give that to the printer. There's text overset in page 5. That's just saying that I have extra text here. It's beyond the edge. That's okay. We're good with that. And it's exporting the content. And the package is what you'll give usually to the printer to print out. But let me show you what that looks like. Okay, so I saved it in here. Here is the package. It's going to put a folder with all the fonts that you've used. It's going to have a folder with all the images that you've used, a links folder. Here is the InDesign document. Here is the InDesign document that will allow you to open up in lower versions of InDesign. And we should have one more. We have a PDF document that we can open up. Okay, so the problem we have here is it's saving it as individual pages instead of spreads. If I wanted that as spreads, File, Package, package. I'll just save over it. And not here. I want to be able to print as spreads. Use fonts and links, use document hyphenations, upgrade. Yeah, it's not letting me actually put this as spreads. So we'll have to deal with that later on. Okay, any questions about completing these 2 pages?